Hello. Sorry. We have a guest host tonight. What do you think? Are you ready to talk about this? This is a pretty interesting subject. I just want to let you know. Yeah, so I really need you to participate. Do you need a mic? I can mic you up. You want me to mic you up? I can do that. Hello, everybody. My guest host wants to be seen. Like, he's just wanting to make sure he's like right up front. I think he's not feeling good again. Hey, Jennifer. I think he's not feeling good again because his ears like feel off. Yeah, yeah. So we're giving some little hugs, some little scratches, some little cuddles. But oh my gosh, and I know Jasmine's not feeling good because learning that she's allergic to grass. So when Dr. Seuss cuts the grass and she goes and rolls in it, I mean, come on, hun. You're allergic to it. So she's in sort of a antihistamine coma. Yeah. All right. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited about this tonight. I'm so excited. I pulled out so many decks of cards. I cannot wait to talk about this with you guys. So this comes from a couple of people that I've been talking to that they've just been like, I've just started using tarot. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. I'm used to using Oracle. Like there's a wrong and a right way, but there's not. I mean, it's hard. It's really hard. And I'll be real honest with you. For years, I avoided the tarot. I would buy tarot decks that I would be like, okay, well, this is kind of interesting. I would buy the deck, I would have it for a little while, and then I would give it away. Every time. I did this for years until 2020. And I still had a couple that like I would hang on to, like just to have whatever, because I thought they were pretty. And in 2020, I took a class with a lady I used to work with, Kat Swaggerty, and she opened me up to it. Like I felt like somebody had turned the key in the lock, and I was like, oh, I understand. Oh my gosh, I understand. So the tarot became a lot less scary to me. And all of a sudden I was like, okay, let me like re-examine some of these tarot cards. Then I started seeing like some of my cards that I had that were sort of like combination. So my favorite deck of cards of all time, I think that I've told you guys about these, is John Holland's Psychic Tarot. Now, obviously, there's some differences in this because this is a 65 card deck. It's not 78, which is the traditional tarot, but this has a lot of components that the traditional tarot has. And it has a few things that the traditional tarot doesn't have, which is like chakra cards, which I really love. So this is sort of a combination of Oracle and Tarot, this deck. And I love these cards so much. I'm on like my 4th or 5th deck of these cards because I literally destroy them. Like I just wear them out because I use them so much. Oh my gosh, it's crazy like how many used decks of these I have laying around. But they're wonderful, they're awesome, and I highly recommend them. And I am going to talk about these a lot because these are sort of the crossover cards that I feel like made me enjoy Kat's class a little bit more. So that being said, I also want to tell you guys, so I've been adding some stuff to the website, to Metaphysical Round Table's website, and I haven't finished adding all the stuff because it's taking me like 8 times longer than I thought it was. I thought it was just going to be really easy, and I just like dropped the stuff in. But no, I have to create it. So look at all this wonderful stuff I got. This is a selenite disc. This is wonderful for clearing cards, and for sitting your drinks on and clearing your water. Oh, yeah. And look at this. Oh, yeah. This is orange selenite. I kid you not. This is amazing. I'm so excited about this. So fantastic. So it was so fantastic that I got it in the moon shape too. Oh, yeah. Would you look at that? I mean, these are so awesome. And you know how I am about the moon. Yeah, pretty exciting here. So I just had to show those to you because I am going to talk about clearing your cards, and selenite is something that I use to clear my cards big time. I mean, it's so easy just to put like, a selenite wand or a selenite block or something on your cards to clear them. And I have a selenite wand that has the chakra emblems on them. Really exciting. So those are a few things that I have not yet gotten uploaded, but I will here shortly, I promise. But I don't know. I know you. Oh, I forgot this. The little selenite finger bowl. Isn't that cute? You can put like all kinds of little stones in there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Can anyone use tarot cards, or do you have to be gifted? Oh my gosh, Jennifer. That is such a great question. You're hitting it out of the park. Hi, Robin. How are you? And I see Alethea is on YouTube all by herself, but that's okay, Alethea. There'll be more, I promise. But here's the little selenite finger bowl. I'm so excited about this because you can just actually put other stones in it, sort of amplify the energy. It's kind of exciting. Just letting you know. Okay, so that being said, those are some of the things that I use to clear my cards. And I know you can't see them, but all the decks that I use, like when I do the readings at the round table, I have, mouse. I have all of the decks that I use routinely. There's different selenites like sitting on there. So very exciting, very exciting. Okay, so let's talk about the tarot first. Okay. The tarot is, you do not have to be, I don't think you have to be like quote gifted to use any of these cards, Jennifer. I just want to let you know that we're all gifted. We are. We're all gifted. We can all do this. It's just opening yourself up to your intuition. And honestly, that's what these cards are. This is exactly what these cards do, is to help you open up your intuition, to help you trigger something that maybe guides are trying to show you, or your angels are trying to show you, for either someone that you're reading for or like for yourself. I have a really hard time reading for myself because I want the outcome. Like I want to see it. But the thing is, there's no 100% outcome. I don't give my clients 100% outcomes. I don't. And I haven't done that for like 7 years because I started noticing like a while back that people are changing their minds a whole lot quicker than they used to before we got all these smartphones. So, we all started carrying around cell phones in the late 90s and the early 2000s, right? Everybody was getting one. For those of us that are a bit older, we may have held out a minute. But smartphones started coming around, and that's when I started seeing it with my clients, that everybody was changing their minds very quickly. Everybody was doing their own research because they could Google it on their phone, right? I mean, it was just so amazing. And you could look something up immediately. You didn't have to go home and look it up on the internet. And you didn't have to go to the library and you didn't have to do all of that. So people are changing their minds so much quicker. So I started using percentages with my clients. I was pregnant, so it may have been 8 years ago. He's about to turn 7. So I was heavily pregnant. So it was about 7 or 8 years ago. And I was like, I drew up a percentage meter for my guides and my angels. And I was like, tell me, this. So when I pull a card for something, I'm like, tell me the percentage of this. Tell me the percentage. And it still changes. It changes like so quickly. I mean, somebody calling in sick can change things. It just changes stuff. So that being said, when you look at the cards, when you look at these, yes, Mouse, I see you. When you look at the cards, what you're wanting to do with the tarot cards is that there is a meaning, right? There is a for sure meaning. So let's just take a look at the traditional. This is the most traditional tarot deck that I have because I loaned out my tarot decks. I know. We're doing some research, and so I loaned out my traditional tarot deck. But this is like a Rider-Waite. It's a version of the Rider-Waite. It's not like some of the other tarot decks that I have that are sort of crazy. So I want to do some comparisons here. And I want to show you what I mean by this. Because these are definitely, there are definitely some differences from card to card, but there are also some really amazing similarities. I'm looking for the full card. Sorry. That's a good one. Okay. So I want you guys to see like some of these similarities and some of them that are just really, really different. And they're really, it really is amazing. Okay. I think that's enough. All right. That looks good. So, hello. I know, but you're really in the way, baby. I love you a lot, but you're really in the way. All right, I'm going to switch this over. Hey, Courtney, how are you? You were totally accurate on a reading you did for me a few months ago, and I'm still dealing with this problem with a child. I would really like to know how the outcome would be if I could do it myself. Despairing mom. Okay, let's take a look at this. Because it's Jennifer, it's so hard for you to read for yourself. I mean, because like we know the situation, we're in it, we're invested in it. And actually, this is why I changed the topic for tonight, is because I was talking to one of our followers today, and she was like, okay, like I'm looking at the cards. And everything that she was getting for herself is that she was not emotionally invested in what was going to happen. And I was like, that's actually where you want to be. That's actually where you want to be, is not emotionally invested. Because if you're emotionally invested in it, you're going to see a different outcome in the cards. And yes, this is hard because I get so attached to my clients. And I'm like, I want to see the best for them. I like really want, all these wonderful things to come out. And the thing is, I have to like sit back and go, but I have to tell them the truth. I have to really tell them like, what's going on. What? No, Fred, I think that's kind of crazy. I'm sorry. There's somebody on YouTube, you guys. I know a lot of you are on Facebook. There's somebody on YouTube saying that he wants to bang someone from a hit series, but the only obstacle is that she's a fictional character. Can cards help me achieve her in real life? Are you serious? I mean, I'm not not teaching about Hogwarts here. I'm not a magician. So let's take a look at this. Now, there's some things that I really love about the Light Seers Tarot because it is the traditional 78 card deck. But so many differences. And I love seeing this. And I love seeing the differences here because, okay, so we have the traditional devil card, right? Now everybody goes, oh my gosh, this is so bad. This is such a bad card. Not necessarily, because the devil card does say that this card is about the straight definition is this is about manipulation. It's about anger. It's about attachment, the shadow side, caution, bad habits, or bad actions, right? And what they're doing here is you see these people, they've chained themselves to that. They have chained themselves to that bad habit, that emotion, that manipulation, that anger, whatever. And they're the only ones that can cut themselves free. Now, here's this devil card. And every single time I pull this card, I think of this song from like the 70s or 80s where they're like, somebody's knocking. Should I let him in? Oh, Lord, it's the devil. Would you look at him? They never told me that he'd have blue eyes and blue jeans. Yeah, that's what I think about is the blue eyes and blue jeans. So, but look at this. It's the same but different. It's a puppet. He's got a puppet. And this is where you have to cut the ties and walk away. You have to cut the ties and walk away from the bad habit, the manipulation, the attachment to anger, the shadow side. You have to deal with the shadow side, or you can't run from this problem. So this is a very interesting card that you see there are some major differences, right? But it's still like the same but different. So that's probably why I love these cards, because I can interpret them a little bit more with intuition, than I can with the just traditional tarot. It gives me so much, like, I feel like it gives me a lot more latitude, I guess, and I can really peer into it. So I can look at this and I can see that, yes, it is the same card and it has the same basic meaning, but there's some updates with it, right? There's some things that we're moving through. Thank you so much, Fred. I'm so glad you like my cat. He's so cute. Definitely emotionally invested and heartbroken. Not a good idea for me to read my own cards. Well, let's just test this out. Okay, Jennifer, let's just test this out with you. So the only cards I've ever been involved with are blackjack in high school and casual games, so I'm not an expert. Oh, okay. So yeah, tarot cards are not going to be the end all be all. Well, really, neither are the oracle cards, but they're fantastic advice. All right. So I want you to look at these two Fool cards. Okay, same card. All right. Slightly different meanings here, slightly different intentions, because look at her. Do you see her? Do you see how she's anchored? She's anchored herself. She's leaning out so that she can get the energy of the light that's shining down and making a tree of life symbol. It's the seed of life right there. And then this guy who's ready to take a leap of faith. They're both a leap of faith card. This is both saying it's a leap of faith, take a chance, trust, step out. But she's anchoring herself. She's anchoring herself. She's keeping herself grounded. There's a bit of a difference here. She's not just going to step off the cliff. She's going to keep herself grounded. at the same time, as she's leaning out to grab life, so to speak. So there's some nuances to the different tarot cards and the like the different ones, because we also have the Disney's Villains and the Disney's Nightmare Before Christmas. Those are pretty, I mean, it's pretty interesting. Those are pretty interesting cards. And I think, I mean, just looking at all of them, the tarot has more, let's call it, rules. Now, I don't exactly follow, I don't do Celtic cross spreads or anything like that. I usually do like 5 card, 6 card. I just do spreads that, like, I'm like, this feels good. This feels like the right thing, you know? And so that's what I do. But I don't do I typically just do, like, especially when I'm doing the readings for readings at the round table, I typically just do like 5 card spreads with each deck. And I'm listening to it, I'm looking at the meanings of the card, but I'm pulling in intuitively what I need to see, what I need to know. Here's these other ones I want you guys to take a look at. Now, since we're talking about a little bit of heartbreak here, let's just look at this. Now, these cards, very similar. The Three of Swords cards is typically a card of like heartache, of heartbreak. Like, that's the definition of the Three of Swords, is heartache or heartbreak. Okay? But let's take a closer look at this card, shall we? She is screaming out in frustration. So this could also be a card of serious frustration. She's definitely attached. She's emotionally attached to the situation. She's letting it rule her. However, there's another twist here. Look at this. She's stitching her heart back together. That's painful. We've all had heartbreak, have we not? We've all had heartbreak. How hard is it when we're stitching ourselves back together, when we're putting it back together? That's another way of looking at this. Another way of looking at this yet again is that she is in a lot of frustration and she's being pulled apart. Her heart is being pulled apart. So, what do you see when you look at this card? And it's going to depend on the situation. It's going to depend not only on the situation, but it's going to depend on the client and what's happening right then. It's not going to be just a hit, absolutely heartbreak, pain, blah, blah, blah. We don't know where they are in their journey. And in this journey, she could be piecing it back together and just like going, okay, you've got to let this pain out, because you don't want to stitch your heart back together and keep the pain in. You want to let it out. So that's one interpretation of this card. Are you guys kind of seeing where I'm going with this? Like, there's a lot of amazing stuff with tarot, but tarot definitely has more rules or more definitive definitions to it. Okay? So, and here's the other thing. With the tarot cards, I don't typically use the book as much. Well, honestly, I don't typically use the book at all anymore. With most of the cards, like, I'll read them on some of them, like the crystal cards that I use for the monthly numerology. I use it. I read those straight out of the book. There's a couple of other decks that I read straight from the book. Moonology is one of them, because I feel like those messages they're just so amazing that you have to look at the book. You really do. But you don't always have to read the book with the tarot. it's more about memorizing the general understanding or the general rules to the to the tarot deck, and just knowing that every time you see the Fool, it's taking a leap of faith, it's stepping out, it's trusting. When you see the Sun, you're manifesting your dreams. When you see the Judgment card, it's that self-realization. It's like time for redemption. When you see the Five of Swords, could be winning, because there's no opposition, because the opposition has decided to lay down their swords, or it could be guilt over a win. You feel guilty over a win, or it could be a hollow victory. So there's a lot of things to think about, and you just have to say, all right, I know the general interpretation of this. Let me see how this applies to me or my client or whatever. And I'm telling you, because this is why I can't read for myself. I put the interpretation that essentially works best for me. I mean, who doesn't do that, right? These photography lights are so hot, y'all. I am like sweating like nobody's business. And having this really hot little mammal right here is not helping. Yeah, he's fun. So with the tarot cards, there are sort of established rules, but there's also room for interpretation, okay? Because everybody is on a different journey. You can't say that Hermit card necessarily means the same thing for me or for Jennifer or for Fred or Alethea. You can't say that. Now, with oracle cards, there's no rules. I mean, every time someone creates an oracle deck, they are creating that completely fresh. I mean, they're pouring their energy into it. They're pouring their interpretations in. It's fresh. It's not necessarily governed by rules. But if you get a deck that's sort of riding the line, right, between, that's where we really want to look at the Psychic Tarot. Now, I also keep most of my cards, I keep in bags. I don't typically keep them in the original box. I just have a thing about that. But it's not a requirement. Everybody can do, whatever you like. If you want to keep them in the original box, but hauling them back and forth and like from where I used to work or traveling with them, I just preferred to keep them in a bag. And when I keep them in my purse, I can just reach in and just sort of feel the energy. It makes me feel better, whatever. But that was just like me. But these cards are really, really fantastic. I mean, really. There's a lot of imagery on these cards, which I know all the oracle cards have that. But these cards have still, like the traditional tarot, they have a major and a minor arcana in this deck. So that's why they're still a little bit like a traditional tarot, but not. Yeah. So this card in this deck is called Solitude, but it does represent the Hermit in the traditional tarot. This represents the Eight of Wands in the traditional tarot. Accelerated motion. The Eight of Wands in the traditional tarot is like moving faster. It's moving ahead. Picking up speed, shall we say. This Destiny card is the Wheel of Fortune in the traditional tarot. So there's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of stuff, that is very understandable. Oh, here's some of the, like, there's the throat chakra card. So this card deck has the chakras. I'm looking for, I know, but it's just so hot, Mouse. Like, I love you so much, but it's just so hot. Okay, this is the Eight of Swords, trapped in fear. Trapped in fear. So the Eight of Swords card traditionally is, it's an illusion of you being tied down and you're trapped, you're backed into a corner. But it's an illusion. And this is also an illusion, because if this guy would just take his head out of his hands and look up, he would see the light coming in, and he would see that he's really not trapped. Lots of good stuff here. I was just trying to look and see if, like, one of the cards that, here we go. All right. This, new beginnings. Do you see what this is? This is the Fool card. This is the Fool card in this deck. And it's, again, it's stepping out. It's taking a chance. It's taking a leap of faith. It's trusting and just saying, okay, I'm ready to go. I may not know the exact directions, but I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move forward. And stepping out and trusting that in faith. Thank you, Karen. Happy International Cat Day to you. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is like, I mean, this is really, again, these have a little bit looser rules to them, because they're slightly off the traditional tarot. So these are wonderful. These are the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, and you'll notice it does say Oracle deck right under it. But this is very, very close. It's a smaller deck because it's only 65 cards. So clearly it's missing, a lot of what the traditional tarot has. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mouse. Please don't let me get in your way. So you really have to choose the cards that resonate with you. And I cannot tell you how many cards that I buy and I'm just like, I love them. They're beautiful. I adore them. I can't use them. They don't work for me in my readings. I can't do it. It happens a lot. That's why I have so many giveaways. And that's why, a lot of these cards that are back here that I've reviewed or I'm getting ready to review, that's why you're going to see those in a giveaway coming up. What do you think? Because I had a May giveaway and I gave away just like a whole bunch of cards that I'd already reviewed. Yeah, it's crazy. I would like to show you my very first Oracle deck that I ever bought. This lady does not practice anymore, but this is the very first Oracle deck that I ever bought. Healing with the Angels Oracle cards. This was super important that you read the book, because these cards literally had one word on them. I wanted to see what I think I saw in here. Yeah, 1999. This was the first Oracle deck that I bought, because I was struggling, man. I was struggling with the tarot cards, and I was using my Russian Gypsy fortune telling cards, and I love them, but they can get really complicated if you've ever seen them. They can get really complicated, but these were fantastic. And so every day I would get up and I would pull a card and I would just like read it. And I would read it out of the book and I would just be like, okay, this is what I need to focus on this today. This is what I need to do. And it was really awesome. It was really awesome. I love the cat. I've taken in 4 cats turning into the cat lady. Dude, Jennifer, same. same. Like, I have 3 cats that are inside, and I have 4 cats that I'm feeding outside. Well, I'm really trying to catch 3 of them. Only 1 of them will come up to me. The other 3 are a little skittish still. They're still kittens. And they're not even like, I think they're barely like 5 months old. And they're actually his like half siblings, let's say. And but my husband's just like, no, you're not bringing any more cats in. You're not bringing any more cats in. I'm like, well, we're working on that. Seriously, turning into a cat lady is so scary. So I want to just read like one of these because I want you guys to see what I'm talking about. And since we are talking about children for Jennifer, I want to read the meaning of this card because I can't remember what it is, but let's just see. Okay. I need my glasses. But the oracle decks, like there's no you don't have to do it in a certain way. Like you can pull a card every day out of this deck if you wanted to. I guess you could do that with the tarot too, but okay, the children card meaning you are asked to pay extra attention to your children or your inner child right now. New children may be coming into your life very soon. This card signals that the angels you need wait, I'm sorry, I can't read this. This card signals that the angels see your need to play, have fun, and honor your inner child. Perhaps you will play with your own children or grandchildren, or you might enjoy having fun with another adult or doing work that involves children. Take some time to ask your inner child, how do you feel? And what would you like to do? Plan an afternoon where you take your inner child on an outing, doing things that allow your playful side to emerge. Swing and slide at the park. Take an afternoon nap. Draw on the sidewalk with chalk or build a sandcastle. See, it's a very interesting, like, there's a lot more in that book than it just says on the card. Just children. Like, I need more. I need more. So it's a pretty old deck. And this is the original deck that I bought. But I'll tell you, I have probably a dozen decks by this same lady. And again, she doesn't practice anymore. So, well, Alethea was on YouTube, Kelsey, but I am also streaming. I'm streaming to 2 YouTube channels and 2 Facebook pages. So I know it's like kind of it's kind of hard, but so again, here's another of my little decks, and these do the same. It's just, they just say like one thing. Well, I just didn't want you to feel alone out there, Kelsey. But I'm very happy to like see you here. And I love this because one of my friends made this cute little, like she knit, I'm not sure. She did this nice little thing just for my cards. Wasn't that great? It's awesome. So some other examples of it is like the Archangel cards. Really, I love these because these I don't really have to read the book as much because it has like a lot of explanation in it. And it gives you like, these give you like more details. You see what I'm saying? So it's different with really each of the Oracle decks, and you'll see Oracle decks are like all over the place. Like most of these are 44 and 45 card decks. Some are a bit larger, some are a bit smaller. This one is a bit smaller. The Wiccan deck is only like, I think it's only like 30 cards, and it has no words on it. So look at this. Here's a Wiccan deck that has absolutely no words. Like, that's completely your interpretation. And so there again is the reason why you need to read the book until you get used to the cards, until you get used to them. But the Wicca cards are very beautiful. They're very beautiful. All right. So some other favorites. I'm just going to move a few of these out of Mouse's way. I mean, I don't want to disrupt him. And I have all these candles lit because, well, I have candles lit for like just a whole bunch of people. There's a cat on your desk. Yes, Veronica Magali, there's a cat on my desk. Thank you so much. I had not seen him. I had not noticed. I can't get the cat to move though. So this is a deck that I really love. This is a 44 card deck, and I use this occasionally on the monthly numerology. This is Moonology, and it has so, like, it'll say something great, you know, on this. Confidence is your key to success. Okay, that's wonderful. But this book has so much information in it. So that's why I really read from the book with this. This is another wonderful deck to pull from every day. Just to like pull a card and just be like, okay, I understand. I got it. This is what I need to focus on today. Some decks have more rules. You know, they'll have rules about like shuffling them, like you have to shuffle them so many times or whatever. I think that you just need to read the rules of each card deck as you buy them, whether they're tarot or oracle or whatever, because some do have rules. The best thing that I can tell you to do is touch each and every card. When you get a new deck, touch each and every card. I have notes over here. I don't know if you guys know, like, the total Virgo I am, that I have to, you know, have notes. I have a spreadsheet. So make sure that when you're breaking in your cards, you touch every single card, really look at each one, and then like carry them around with you for a while. I mean, just to see if you really do resonate with them, or if they were just pretty pictures. I give away ones all the time that I'm like, these are beautiful cards. I love them. I can't use them. I can't work with them because they're just like too, you know, whatever. They're too busy, or they're too, I'm looking for, I have a deck, and I don't know if I've already reviewed them or if these are ones I'm going to review. And actually, one of the ladies in the chat, she whoa, half my chat just went away. Anyway, sorry. She uses these cards too, and they're super, super busy. So it's really crazy, like trying to read. I love the cards. They're gorgeous. I love them. I can't use them. They're too busy. They're too much for somebody with ADHD. Okay. If you have a spare large candle, I could use some healing mojo because I don't have enough going on. I was diagnosed with mono. Kelsey, no. Oh, Kelsey, I am so sorry. Okay, I will definitely, I'll definitely work on that. I'll definitely work on that. Okay, I thought Veronica and Magali had just put up another comment, and their comments are gone. So, dang it. I don't like it when they just disappear. I just need you to move a little bit. All right. Last, I swear this is going to be the last one I'll show you. This is absolutely some of my favorite oracle decks is by this guy, Kyle Gray. I love him. I just love him. I love these cards. I don't really have to read the book. I do like to peruse the book, But what I do is I bring it in, I bring in the energy of it. And every time I look at these cards, I see, and it's with every deck that I do this, I'll see a little something different for everybody. You know, like if I'm reading for Jennifer that's in the chat, I may see something different for her than I do for Kelsey. Kelsey may be in a hermit place right now to retreat and recharge because she's got mono. Oh. But if I pulled this card for Jennifer, she may need to retreat and recharge so that she can deal with a difficult issue, a difficult person specifically. So you see, there's different things. And it also is about like healing the third eye, or it could be about awakening the third eye. Kelsey, I definitely have candles going, and I can light some more candles. I had to move candles over here because I've got candles all around the place. I'm burning candles for so many people right now. It is unbelievable what is going on. There's just crazy, crazy stuff happening. Today is Lionsgate, and I just want to point out that today I had my show start at 8 p.m. on 8/8. Who did that on purpose? I'm so much fun. I mean, but yeah, 8/8 at 8 p.m. I know. Isn't that perfect? What do you think, Mouse? I think that he just likes being center of attention. And it's crazy that he likes to be here in front of all of you because he really doesn't like to be around a lot of people. Like, people come into my office and he runs and hides. I'm like, I don't understand. But he has to be on the camera. Yeah. So when you're interpreting the messages of the tarot versus the oracle, you can literally mix up and I encourage you to do this. Like the literal message that's in the book versus the intuitive message that you're getting. Please open yourself up to that. Please open yourself up to that. The cards are your tools. They are not definitive. The cards are tools for you to use, for you to open yourself up to your intuition and to messages. Okay, this is something else. If you're reading for other people, like at a psychic fair, or if you're reading for clients, some people like to touch the decks. Some people don't allow their clients to touch the decks. I don't really care. I mean, I have enough selenite and kyanite to like clear my decks. So I don't really care. I'm not overwhelmingly excited when people reach over and just grab a deck of my cards, but at the same time, yeah, it doesn't really bother me. So just letting you know that. Clearing the decks. Some people knock on them to clear the decks. I always have. So especially when I'm at a psychic fair, I will shuffle the cards to clear them, and then I knock on them 3 times, and then I start pulling cards for that client. I do that. And I use crystals. I use my selenite. I smudge my cards. I put them out in the full moon. Depending on the aspects that's happening, I'll put my cards out in the full moon, and I'm like, gun it up, like clear my decks, because the moon will do that. Some decks do like to be cleared by the sun. So if I'm having a hard time with my deck and I can't get, like, I feel like I'm not getting the information that I need, I will put them out in the full noon sun for about 15 or 20 minutes. I mean, if the sun can charge up Superman, the sun can charge up my cards. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. is laid out like third base, isn't he? Yeah. So what do you guys think? I mean, what do you guys like tarot? Do you like oracle cards? Which is easier for you, or which is like the interpretations? There's a lot of people out there that like the tarot because they definitively know this is what the star means. This is what the tower means. This is what the Three of Wands means. This is what the Three of Pentacles means. That they like that. They like that. I have never liked those kind of rules. So I like to have the room to interpret things. But see, there's another piece of selenite on another deck of cards. I think it would be really neat to like make bags that have like selenite on the outside of it. Ooh, that would be expensive too, but just kind of cool, I think. You are just really, I mean, you look like you're on an altar for sacrifice or something. And that is something else I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, is I'm going to talk about altars. And they don't have to look like what people think. Because I think people have in their heads that like an altar is like where you do sacrifices and stuff. No, it's a focal point, right? You're really dirty, dude. You know, like you're leaving little crumbs of stuff like all over the place. Okay, there's lots of other different cards that people use. People actually read from playing cards. Yes, they do. They read from real, just like playing cards. A couple of friends of mine use the Lenormand cards, which I'm fascinated by. Really, I mean, it's kind of cool. God, I have so many decks that are mine personally, and so many that I sell, but it's very interesting. Like when you start looking at the different nuances of these cards, and how they do all have a little bit of interpretation. I gotta tell you how much I love the Disney Villains deck. Holy crap. I mean, first of all, I did not know there were that many villains in the Disney movies, but there are. There's a lot of villains in the Disney movies. 78, as a matter of fact. I mean, because this is a traditional tarot deck. And so it's kind of fascinating that there's 78. But I didn't know there were that many Disney villains. I got really behind on my Disney movies for a while. And now with children, I'm back up, but I mean, it's very interesting. Yeah, I forgot some of these. These are just fascinating to me. But it really and truly is about your interpretation. If you are looking at like the tarot, it's not the tower, the devil, I don't know, I guess the death card, they're not the boogeyman that you think they are. I used to think they were horrible. And I used to be like, oh my gosh, it's the tower card. It's the tower card. Sometimes that tower needs to come down so that things can be rebuilt properly. Sometimes it needs to happen. And sometimes that's just the way of it. I mean, you can look at all of these cards with some positivity like twisted in. You really can. It's not all negative. And really in this in this deck, it doesn't even, I don't think it says the Tower. It says something else completely. I can't really remember right off the top of my head. So I'm going to look it up because that's how cool I am. No, it is the Tower. But it's the chameleon, and it's release and revelation. It's the transformation card is what I was thinking of. In this deck, the Spirit Song deck, the Spirit Song Tarot, the transformation card is traditionally the death card. And in this card, in this deck, it's called transformation. And it's incredible. But lots of different interpretations. So I feel like there are some hard and fast rules with somewhat of the tarot, but I still believe that there's room for interpretation. The more I get to know them, the more I'm like, well, we can still work that out. And I was looking to see if I could find the Tower. Well, of course not. I can't find the card I'm looking for. But we did look at the Three of Swords. So I want to show you guys. I have to switch the camera. Sorry. I want to show you guys the Three of Swords we looked at. This is the Three of Swords card in this deck. The Three of Feathers. Release and recovery. Well, how about that? Do you see how it could be interpreted? The Three of Swords with that heartbreak in the traditional tarot, how it could be interpreted as release and recovery. And how in that second deck that I showed you how it looks like she's frustrated, but she's healing. She's trying to heal. It's the same, but there's still room for interpretation. I'm sorry, I'm touching your ear. He keeps flicking his little ear at me. Like, how dare I? How dare I get in his way? How dare I? Okay. I showed you guys the Fool card. Here's the Fool card in this deck. It is called the Traveler. Adventure and potential. But would you look at that? This is a gazelle making a leap of faith. Wow. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so talented. You know, Mercury's not even in retrograde yet, and this is already happening. Yeah, super fun. Super fun. But when you do get a deck of cards, I do encourage you to read the book, even if you're not going to probably be using the book when you're reading, when you're interpreting them. I think that it's just fascinating. Okay, I am going to, because she's been quite patient with me. Jennifer, are you still here? Are you still here with me? I don't want to run over these cards, so. Okay. I made a mess. I made a full-on mess. Did something happen to my people on Facebook? Did Facebook kick me off? I don't, like, is everybody still there? Because I just want to give you guys an example. And Kelsey and Jennifer have been the most commenters tonight. Great. Okay. All right, Jennifer. Oh, hey, it's a different Jennifer, but I love it. Hey, this is G.I. Jen. So, Jennifer Morris or Morrison, if you're still here, I'm going to go ahead and read for Kelsey, but if you're still here, I'll do a quick reading for you and Kelsey, okay? Just because y'all are here and we rule the world, us Jennifers. You know we do, Jen Stratman, we do. Yeah, I don't like all my Facebook. Like I usually in my chat in the stream, I see like Facebook and I see YouTube because I'm streaming to 2 different YouTube pages and 2 different Facebook pages. And they just all the Facebook just disappeared. It just like went very weird, very weird. Okay, Mouse. So is this where we're gonna be? I mean, I don't want to disturb you. At the same time, Mouse, I do want to disturb you a little bit because you're just like right. I mean, I can lay cards on you. Yeah. Yeah. And you've got my hair on you. Okay, Kelsey, let's see how your healing is going to go with mono. And I'll show you guys how to do this. So this is really, I didn't tickle you. So I shuffle a couple of times to clear the deck or to reassemble my stuff after my cat disturbs it. Then I clear the deck with selenite. This is just my process. It doesn't have to be for everyone. Kelsey, what's your sign again? I forgot. Okay. Okay, Kelsey. Oh, he's like hitting my camera now. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Emperor, the Moon, and the Page of Swords. Okay, Kelsey, I really feel like there's going to be some ups and downs with this mono thing. I feel like it's the recovery period could take a bit longer than you maybe anticipated, but I also feel like you need to look outside of the box for some of the healing modalities. I think like looking at like maybe doing some light therapy is what I keep getting here. Look outside of the box for some healing modalities. I really feel like light therapy definitely bring in your emotions and your like thinking with your head and your heart at the same time. Like there's going to be times when you're going to have to pull back a little bit emotionally and like look at the bigger picture. But there's definitely going to be some times that you need to look at things emotionally, you know. Oh my gosh, I have a fan here, you guys. His name is Bozo the Clown. Like, I'm not lying. He's on YouTube. And he says, the woman is cuckoo. You really need the mental institution. Loving that. Thank you so much for your opinion. It is so definitely not looked for here. I know, baby. I don't need protection. Thank you. But there's definitely something going on with that because, again, here I get balance, Kelsey. And I do really feel like you need to be like right up front here. You need to be in charge of this with this mono thing. It's not going to be easy. I think that it's really gonna. I think it's gonna wear you out, man. Look at some different healing modalities here, Kelsey. I think that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be fantastic for you. I really do. Hello, hello. I know it. I know it. Who's your baby? But and I think that's what's going to bring you out of it. So see, do you see the example that I'm setting here for talking about like these are traditional tarot cards and like I am interpreting them using the definition that you'll see in books, the definitions that you'll get in classes, but I'm also bringing in the intuitive part here because we're specifically talking about Kelsey's health. So this is just what crybaby woman? Who is he talking about? Sorry, this is so hilarious. I think he thinks I'm doing readings. I think this Bozo the Clown thinks like that's his name on YouTube. And I don't know which YouTube page he's on, so it's really hard. But I just wanted to give you an illustration. I just wanted to give you an example. I think he thinks I'm doing cold readings, which I'm not. This is an example for someone that I actually know. Wow, this is super fun. Bozo the Clown, huh? Let's see. Okay, sorry. I'm just looking to see where this Joker is. Okay, he's not in this site. So, all right, I guess I have to check another. I have to check the other channel. Sorry, you guys. I was just like wanting to know. This is great. Too many apple pies. He's a bum. Who are you talking about? I am now fascinated. La 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 la. There we go. Okay. Let's see if I can find. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Bozo called me fat and told me to go to the gym. Dude, that's awesome. Bozo should have seen me before I lost weight, huh? Loving that. And this coming from someone who let's see. Report. Okay. Hey, Bozo. Bye. Oh my gosh, that was great. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. I love this shit. Now this MF, because I don't want to get taken off of YouTube, so I'm not going to call him the word that I want to. Now he can comment like all the live long day and we won't see any of that shit. Love it. Love it. Okay, Kelsey. So that's what I wanted to tell you about with that. And I hope that helps you guys like to see that like tarot is not like it's not difficult to read. It's not difficult to do your readings that way. I know, baby. It's not, but you know, a lot of people are intimidated by tarot. I was one of them for a really long time. I just couldn't get, I was just like, I felt like there were too many rules associated with it. And now I don't feel that way at all. So now I feel like, you know, I've developed a relationship with it. What do you think? Are you guys feeling good? Do you have any questions about like oracle cards or tarot cards? Like Jennifer has had some really good questions tonight, Jennifer Morrison. Although really excited to see you here too, Jen Strotman. So mahalo for your time today. Karen, anytime. Hope Bozo burns. You know, I don't know. And I love it because it's so great because when you block them on YouTube, this is what I love about YouTube. You can block them on YouTube and they can still comment, but nobody can see it. And they think they're putting out comments. So like nobody can see it. And I'm like, oh. So, you know, eventually they'll just like go away. I do love that though. They're so much fun. Oh. Yeah, I know. But I do, it's some interesting people out there. I mean, really, it's some interesting people out there. Okay. Woohoo. I love it. I love it. Well, mahalo to you as well, Karen. I love it. But if you guys have any more questions, I like talking about the differences between tarot and oracle cards. There are large differences. The tarot really does have traditionally 78 cards. It has major arcana and minor arcana. The oracle cards can do whatever they want. They can range from 30 cards or 28 cards, I've even seen, up to, 120 if they want. They can do whatever they want. And they can have an oracle deck that's all about cats or about dogs. I mean, I've seen tarot cards that are just cats and dogs, whatever. But the thing is with oracle cards, it's a different kind of message. And with the traditional tarot, you're going to see more or less the same message, but it may have a couple of twists and turns along the way. So if you see a 78 card deck, that's a tarot deck. And I had lots of different examples over here. I just didn't want to pull all of them out. We really only had like an hour, so. But sorry, just like screenshotting this shit. Thank you guys so much. I do. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for putting up with the Bozo, the clown. Yeah. But I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. I hope this gives you some options about picking oracle cards versus tarot cards. And hey, check out my website for some of those new goodies that I showed you guys at the beginning. And here's one of my new necklaces. It's an infinity necklace with the I think you can probably see it better on this one. It's an infinity necklace with the chakra stones on the inside of it. It's pretty cool. I'm getting ready to post this one. I've posted some already and a bunch of oracle and tarot cards. So not all of the ones that I sell, but a lot of them are on there. Isn't that right, Mouse? Mouse is not for sale, but you know. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for, being here while I was dealing with Bozo the Clown. Literally, Bozo the Clown. I mean, how original. Come on, man. That name's already taken. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I will see you guys next Tuesday. So until we see each other again, don't forget to watch Readings at the Round Table and get out there and make your magic. Bye.